Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, hello everyone, welcome to the first ever race of the RL Season 3. We are back here for Season 3 here after quite a challenging but interesting Season 2. We are back, once again we are here at Spa for the first test race, get everyone all sorted out for the year, as the first car out on track will be the Alfa Romeo of Italian Herbs. Oh! That was big from Pro Game already. Has spun out. That's big for Pro Gamer. And Mr. Spark as well. Gone. He's spun it as well. So he gets it back around. So that is a start and a half for this first qualifying session of the year. As we see Italian Herbs get ready to warm up his tyres for the first lap of ORL. And in case anyone is confused, this is just a test race. This does not count towards any championship points. This is not an official Season 3 race. This is a warm-up for the draft, which is coming up in a few days, which will be quite exciting. We get to, for the first time ever in ORL, we are experimenting with a draft. So, we've got team principals, including me, a few others as well. As here we are for the first lap of RL Season 3 test session. Herbs goes down into turn 1, takes that one quite nicely. You really want to get on the outside there and really tuck in to that first corner. Herbs coming up Eau Rouge into Radion. I think most F1 fans would agree that it is one of their favourite corners and invalidates it. His first lap is invalidated. We'll go on board with Pro Gamer instead, who is on a lap as he comes through the Kemmel Straight. Get up to 320 kilometers per hour through that straight if you get on the DRS and ERS all the way. And Pro Gamer frustrated as he will also invalidate his first lap. Mr. Frosty, next one behind on a lap, invalidates it as well. Struggles for everyone to even just get a lap on the board. This fire then goes as well, and there's an Alfa Romeo off the track. I can't tell if that was being let through, or I think it might be just some miscommunication here as K-Fire then comes around. He's yet to invalidate it, so it's better than everyone else at the moment. He's the only one on a valid lap currently. He's got that Red Bull of Clappy trailing behind him. Clappy not on a lap, so this is putting pressure on the back of Firedead to get a move along, because you've got Clappy, one of the fastest drivers in the RL. So this will be nice here as we come right into the bus stop chicane. This K-Fire then goes through. The first time of the test session will be a 1:48, and that is definitely beatable. We know many can do that. So huge here as we don't have any of last season's world champions in here. Obviously that word would be Isign Rhino and X2 Mickey. As we'll go on board with Clappy, who's on a lap. There's some slow cars ahead. You can see K Fiden as Penn's Mike. It's a 151.9. Clappy behind Fiden. Will Fiden get out of the way? And you see Zonix right there on the inside, just making sure he doesn't get in the way of Clappy. And all Fiden really not making much effort to get out of the way there. Sorry, it might have been Fire Strikers. Behind that, there is Oceania Remix with a 1:45.1 is the fastest of the session by 3 seconds of the previous pole time. But Clappy, who is in contention for the title, you see the Alpine of Pro Gamer just letting Clappy through, making sure to not make any. So where also the team principals will be putting in their last little notes before the draft on who they would like to pick up. But Clappy is absolutely rapid as Mike has retired from the session as Clappy comes around the final corner. What type of lap will he set? The fastest is a 1:45.1. He will absolutely smash it with a 1:44.4. That is incredible from Clappy. Just trying to look at those who haven't set a lap. Mickey has just set a lap, but I believe that was his out lap, or just a warm-up lap, as maybe would have invalidated. As you see, Pro Gamer ahead, also on a lap, run out of ERS. He's got 1%, so Mickey, who's got 70, might be able to get past Pro Gamer, which would really muck up his lap, because they're both on flyers here, and Pro Gamer has significantly less ERS than Mickey. Mickey almost, oh, and you see the rear end of Pro Gamer almost snap, and he almost slides. You think this is just have to be a hold up. Oh, and there goes Pro Gamer. Pro Gamer's had a spin. It'll be good for Mickey as he can push through, but Pro Gamer is just going to have to recover as Mickey comes around Pillon. Phenomenal corner. We've seen people such as Lewis Hamilton and Antonio Giovinazzi go off there. It's not the easiest of corners to navigate, especially when you're going over the speeds of about 280 kilometers per hour through there. We watched Mickey last season, apologies, as Mickey was the world champion in Div 2. I apologise for that. Mickey, world champion last year in Div 2, ended up winning the Constructors' Championship with Alpine as well, alongside Noah, as it'll be a 1:45.5. That'll put him in 4th. Mr. Spark also on a lap, but invalidates it. Zonix also coming through as well. His lap is also invalidated. Pro Gamer finally coming around and spins it again. Pro Gamer really struggling to get some grip on this track and go out for a lap. He still doesn't have much ERS. He's struggling to get through, and that is really unfortunate. He just struggled a fair bit last year as well, so quite unfortunate as Mickey's out the session. Mickey has crashed going into the bus stop chicane. Sorry, not bus stop chicane. He's gone through the exit here. We'll have a look to see what's happened. Oh, he's just spun it off into the wall off the exit. So both Ferraris out in this qualifying session as Mr. Frosty now on a lap. Yet to set one. Zonix coming into the pits for a new set of tyres. Frosty really needs to show these team principals what he can do, and right now Clappy is, I would really be saying, the #1 pick of the draft right now. Maybe aside from Rhino, the Div 1 champion. But there's a lot you can get out of Clappy, and he really showed his potential last season. Just Rhino was so consistent last year, and got a few rule changes this year as well in the ORL, so that could swing some things around, including that Div 1 drivers are not allowed to reserve for Div 2 anymore, so it'll be more of a competitive fight in Div 2, more of a fair fight, as well as, yeah, you just see Italian Herbs, or OCE, can't quite tell that, go through as we come down to the bus stop chicane. What type of lap can Frosty put up? As Mr. Firestrike would now be on his lap. And it'll be a 1:46.4 to put him into 5th, so not an awful lap. So Mr. Firestrike starts his, and Italian Herbs has his lap invalidated. So with 6 minutes left to go in this qualifying session, it'll be interesting to see. It seems like Herbs is saving battery, and he might be going for a lap now, and yes he will. So we'll watch Italian Herbs here on the run up to turn 1 on his, hopefully, better lap. Only 2 seconds off pole, so not too bad. It's quite a heavy fight at the top 3. Rapid Mickey, Mickey will not get another shot at trying to put himself further up the order. There's Wolf pulling off to the side there. He's in 3rd. He's on an outlap, as now we see Herbs come up the Kimmel straight. It's really good here. Oh, and he's hit the wall! Italian Herbs has hit the wall. His teammate also on a lap. We'll see how he's going. For the meantime, I'm not quite sure if Italian Herbs will abandon that lap or not, but his teammate Oceania Remix is in 2nd. For the 1:45.1. Oh, he's almost gone off there. Hasn't invalidated his lap. This is a really long straight going up to the bus stop chicane. Really interesting. This is drivers' last chance to show what they can do to the team principals before the upcoming draft in a few days. If you're just joining us, not sure what's happened there with Remix, but OCE Remix with the fastest lap with a 1:43.9. That is a really nice lap from him, as his teammate Italian Herbs has taken 7/10 out of his lap as he's coming into the bus stop chicane. This will be interesting to see how he can go if he comes through the final corner. We'll see how it is. It is a 1:45 to push him up to 5th. Nice lap. It's Wolf. We'll start his fly, see if he can match OC Remix's time of a 1:43. It's phenomenal so far. It's Wolf. Clappy ahead. Is on an outlap. Will he get out the way? Clappy staying on the racing line. Moves out the way just before the end, but gave Wolf quite a fair tow. As there's an Alfa Romeo up ahead going slowly. Hopefully they can get out of the way nice and quickly before they get up. Obviously the draft coming up on the 28th. It'll be good to see what these drivers can do, and quite a few new names that we haven't seen before. Zonix and Pro Game are the only 2 drivers yet to set a lap. So watch Wolf power through. Italian Herbs ahead of him. Herbs were quite a few yellow flags there on the track as Pro Gamer is out of the session. He's had something go wrong at the end of the Camel Straight, probably something similar to what happened to Mickey, as he will not be able to set a time, and unfortunate for him, because I think he really has something to prove. as it will be a 1:44.3, so that'll put him up into second place, and Clappy has got some work to do with 2 minutes and 50 to go. Clappy wants to reclaim his pole position spot. He's going to have to work pretty hard as we're watching the top three at the moment. Mickey in fourth. Italian Herb's trying to edge himself up past Mickey, who will not be able to set another lap as he crashed out early on in the session. 2 minutes 30 left to go here in qualifying, and be interesting to see as there's a yellow flag up ahead. SN Wolf. I think there might be a bit of teamwork going on here between Wolf and Clappy, because they've both given each other toes. As Clappy goes a 10th faster. Mr. Spark having a yellow flag as he comes through the corner, turns onto that straight before the bus stop. Late to get on the throttle there. I think he's slowing down for the Haas behind him. Quite clean so far. Not too many major incidents, and thank you everyone who's been watching the ORL for the past few seasons. I'm obviously quite new here. I only joined a bit into Div 2, so yeah, Season 2, and Clappy has done his lap, so he's just going to slow down. And you want to hope Spark start his final lap, but as you see a few coming out now. Clappy has retired from the session, so he will not go any faster. We'll watch Wolf as he will come to the line to start his final flying lap, I'd assume, to try and take OCE Remix off the top spot. Italian Herb's still in the pit, so Herbs does not plan to come out. So from the looks of it, only about 4 people will get a lap, as Wolf will start his with 40 seconds left in the session. And this will be really interesting to see how these drivers keep their cool when the pressure's on. Wolf, who would love to start on pole here in Spa. Remix will get another lap in, so we'll watch that shortly after we see Wolf, see how he's going. He's 900th of a second slower than his best first sector. Runs wide, doesn't quite get off. The session has ended, no more laps will be gone. But you've got Remix, Wolf, Frosty, Fight and Spark, I believe, are all on a lap. Spark is sitting off in the corner. Not quite sure what Spark's doing down there. He might be... Slow down! And Remix has crashed! So he will not get a chance to defend his pole position. This is right up to the pickings of Wolf, but Wolf has retired. He says, I will take second place. Or just wasn't on that great of a lap, didn't feel like finishing it. You've got Frosty behind Fireden, who looks to be faster, but Frosty has invalidated his lap. Fireden has not. But that Mercedes is all over the back of Fireden. Mr. Spark comes into the pit, so Fireden will be the last person to cross the line. We'll see what type of lap he can put in. Can he go higher than 8th? Locks it up going into the final corner. He's slow to get out. And we'll set a 1:46.8, which will put him just up 1. And that is qualifying complete here at Spa, as we'll move on to the race. I'm not sure what's taking so long for the game here. I think it's waiting for Frosty to fully get in the pits, and he does. So that'll be the session here for qualifying here in the test session here for the ORL as we move on to the race in just a second. As we get ready to start here in the race at Spa, we have 15 seconds as we will all get sorted. As we get ready here. Well, there should have been a formation lap, I think. Yeah, there is. Oh, and Wolf. Sorry, remix is off as we get ready to start this race. The strategies powered by AWS would be medium to hards. Stop at 10 or 12 laps. That is the main strategy. So get ready to start this race here in Spa. See the leader here is Remix. Italian Herbs is disconnected, unfortunately. So look all the way at the back is Fire Strike, Spark, and Pro Gamo's putting himself all the way up at the front with the front runners. He's just behind Frosty. So the top three here. No, Clappy is not in that top three group. He's back at that other pack who is following Italian Herbs. And they don't want to get past him. So, yeah, these front guys would want to slow down to make sure their tyres are just as warm as everyone else's. But you see Mr. Spark, he is so far back. Just barely getting on the throttle there. Remix has put it into the wall there on the formation lap. As Wolf will now lead the pack in, and Remix is disqualified, so his tyres will be freezing cold as Clappy soars past Wolf. Mr. Spark still a fair way back. You'd think if you were him, you might want to just slow down a bit. Let everyone else's tyres cool down a bit while yours are nice and toasty for the race start. As we come in here, Clumpy thought about maybe going into the pits, change his tyres on the formation lap, but appears not as we line up here on the grid. There is a Ferrari going the wrong way around. Wrong way around. This will be Nice to see. Not quite sure what Clappy was doing. Frosty disqualified. Mike disqualified. It's people missing their mark. They're all lined up, and we're ready here for the Spa Grand Prix. It's 5 red lights. And away we go here in Belgium. It's a good start from Remix. Wolf already gets in front. It's not a great start of Clappy. Maybe try and go down the inside. Is there contact? Lots of moves gone wide. And there goes Remix pushing Wolf off the track as Clappy takes the lead of the Grand Prix right off the start. As we go up into Eau Rouge, it looks like it's going to be 3 wide. Almost going in there. You see Firestrike and Frosty go side by side, and there's contact between Remix and Wolf. It is a massive start, lots of collisions, lots of places. Mickey's dropped down to 7th, Frosty up to 4th. Frosty now up to 3rd, going side by side with Wolf. Doesn't quite get it, tries to put his nose up the inside, but couldn't quite. And what a start to this race. That was phenomenal off the line. Great starting race, nice and clean. A bit of contact going off between Remix and Wolf, however. Wolf now going up the back of Remix here as he tries to maybe go down the inside of Puon. No, he'll just stick behind him. But on the exit, as they run a bit wide, he goes down to the outside here of Remix. This will be an interesting one as they go around that corner as he switches back, tries to get it done. Remix just holds on for the time being. You'd think Remix might be getting a bit worried in his Alfa Romeo seat as he races down here into the lead up to the bus stop chicane. Clappy leads the race so far. Pro Gamer makes a move on Mr. Spark, which he will most likely hang on to, but Frosty behind. Wolf as well might be looking to take a move. He tries to send it up the inside, but Frosty thinks better. As we come across for the first lap here, Fire then will get past Mike. Clappy will set the first lap for the race. What a first lap it was. Fantastic start for Clappy. He was down in 3rd and just took his opportunities. Just saw that Remix and Wolf were fighting hard, but then the second option as well. 4 tyres will be stopping on the softs to the mediums, and that is massively wide for Clappy, and he's got a 3-second time penalty already. It's only the second lap of the race. Remix could be looking to take the lead here as Mickey gets past Zonix. Zonix, obviously the Haas team principal, as Frosty will get past Mickey. Mickey dropping down quite a fair bit. I wonder what's happened to Mickey. Mickey has spun it. So Mickey lost a fair few places here as Remix trying to chase down Clappy here, and the reigning world champion in Div 2 is now down to 11th off the 2nd lap. So really triggering one. There goes Wolf. Wolf has spun it. Wolf was pushing so hard to get past Remix again and just couldn't quite. Just pushed it too far, and now he's down into 8th. Clappy's still holding the lead of this race, but with that penalty, won't be much really. Firestrike gaining on Spark. Zonix also gaining on Frosty as they come into the bus stop chicane. Frosty goes wide. How will Zonix take advantage of it? Frosty cuts in front. Zonix might have a go. That is Remix sets the fastest lap of the race as you have another look there at the predicted pit stop strategy powered by AWS. Zonix chasing hard here on Frosty. Frosty going off track and almost cut across Zonix, so that might be debatable as we come into the end of the race. As now here comes Remix chasing down Clappy. He's got ERS enabled. He sticks to the outside. Will he get the job done? Clappy, we know he doesn't back down. He won't back down, but he'll just lose the position. As Zonix and Frosty battling it out, going side by side. Pro Gamer behind them, 3rd wheeling, just waiting. Clappy has another time penalty. That'll be his 2nd for 6. There is Frosty going quite slow as Zonix comes up the outside, going into Puon. He might get the job done, but gets squeezed a bit wide. Run up to Puon. Here goes Pro Gamer as well. He tries to get down. And Mike will get also a 3-second time penalty. But Zonix goes round the outside. And Frosty is spun it into the wall. Wolf will take advantage. Oh, and off goes Spark as well. Spark goes as well, but Wolf trying to chase his way back up the order has done a fantastic job as he's already right on the tail of Pro Gamer and will get the move done, I'd assume. And Gamer spins as well. No one able to find grip at the moment. It's almost impossible. As Clappy also, in all that chaos, managed to get past Remix again. Remix could try send it down the inside, decides against it. Clappy, who now goes into the pits. We'll see what he's planning on putting on his tyres. And Clappy retires. Clappy's had enough and doesn't feel like it anymore, so he's gone. But Wolf now is in the perfect position to come back. Here is Zonix. He's trying to hold on to his second place position. As Spark trying to chase down Pro Gamer, who seem to be having issues with grip. Mike will come into the pits. We'll see what he's doing down in 10th as Fire Den gets past Fire Strike. As we watch here as Mr. Spark. Pro Gamer cuts off Spark, but it won't be enough. Pro Gamer tries to send it up the inside and he's gone 40 meters too wide. And that is a huge mistake. Not quite sure what the intentions were there. As Fire Strike gets back in front of Fire Den. The fight is now on. Chaotic first 4 laps. As Wolf still trying to chase down Zonix, but he'll do it cautiously. So, as they come up, I just missed that penalty there. I think that was for Spark. Wasn't quite sure, but as we come into the bus stop chicane, then comes SNF Wolf, and that is big as Zonix squeezes him off as Mike gets another 3-second time penalty in. Wolf is just all over the rear of Zonix, and I think that might have been Wolf's fault there. So Zonix will have some chasing to do, but I also think Wolf might have some explaining to do to the stewards on what type of move that was, because I think that was definitely a questionable one, as Mickey, our reigning Div 1 champion, as Mike is out of the session. He's retired, and we have a full safety car. Right as Mickey was about to get Fire Strike, we will have the safety car come out. So this is a good way to shake back up the field, maybe put it onto the hards for the rest of the race, as Wolf and Zonix going back and forth. Zonix might have accidentally overtaken, but it's an interesting one here. So Wolf had a massive gap. He was 15 seconds in front, and that'll all come down to nothing as Zonix will get a 3-second time penalty under the safety car for multiple warnings. The RL racing action this season, get into the Discord and do an evaluation here so we can get you into the draft. Might be a bit late, but still worth a shot. As under safety car, it'll be interesting to see what type of strategies will come out, who will pit, who won't. As in comes Remix We'll see what type of strategy he's on. What is the plan here? And he's gone onto the hards. So has Wolf. Wolf has gone onto the soft, so he's going for the 2-stop. Sonic's putting on some fresh mediums. Remix still out in front after his pit stop, so he is in probably one of the best positions to win this race. So, interesting to see where it'll go from here though. Frosty, who is on the softer compound, but Remix is on the fresher, so we'll just have to see how that goes. Just interesting to see how these drivers are just driving around so effortlessly. We'll just have to see. So we'll just see how this one goes for now. So we just come over the safety car here. It's a bit stale here, is it? I'm not quite sure if the safety car is coming in. Not just yet. Maybe the next lap or so. Remix still following it. So it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. Just trying to figure out what's quite going on here. So we just So here we are, we've got the race leader currently here. Remix, how's it going so far?
What?
How's it going so far strategy wise for you, and how's the race strategy going?
I think it's going pretty fine. I don't know.
Are you planning to stay on these hard tyres for the rest of the race, or if another safety car comes out, will you maybe duck in?
Wait, I'm not Remix.
Oh, who are you? Sorry, Wolf. Sorry, completely forgot. Sorry. Apologies for that. So, are you planning for the 2-stop with the soft tyres here?
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping for another safety car at some point, which there'll probably be.
Yeah, with how this race has been going and the battles going. That's highly likely. Thank you very much for your time. We'll let you go back to the race.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you.
So there we've got Wolf. Apologies for that. I thought that was a remix. But Wolf, they're in 4th and planning for another safety car. Safety car in this lap as Remix will bring it in. So as we get ready for the restart here, when will Remix go? He will go now. He will manage to get a decent start off the line as Fight End passes Zonix. Zonix gets back in front. Mickey gets in front. Mickey goes all the way up into 4th. There's a very nice start for almost everyone under that safety car. Signs from maybe the people who got overtaken there, but that is super frustrating for people just like Fire Strike or Spark, as Wolf has dropped down. I think he's spun it. Unfortunate circumstances for him. Fighting gets a 3-second time penalty. Remix getting out to a nice little start here, as he's already put a second gap in between him and Frosty. It's been good racing so far from everyone. Nothing too poor as Fire Strike drops down too, as I think he's spun. Unfortunate again. Really unlucky for these drivers that are just not able to find any traction on this circuit, which it is really tough too. It is quite easy to spin here in Belgium, as Mickey, as it'll be another safety car. So playing into Wolf's hands perfectly. Will he pit like he said he would? This could be really interesting. As we get ready here. Mickey gone, the champion. So that shows even world champions are able to make mistakes. Really unfortunate. So we'll just sit behind the safety car for a few more laps. There's only 8 people still there. And has Wolf gone on? We won't quite know. Yes, he has. He's gone on to the hards. So, under safety car once more for a few more laps here as we almost reach the halfway point of this Grand Prix. So far it's Remix followed by Zonix and Mr. Spark. we try to get a hold here, and we have... Hello, sorry, can you hear me?
Yep.
So, how's the race going so far for you?
Pretty good. Had some good battles at the start. Now, just boxed for the cards till the end of the race.
Yeah, so it's been good so far. Quite a bit of safety cars here. We've got you in the Mercedes. Are you planning to go all the way with these hards?
Yep, this is exactly what I wanted. Another safety car so that I could box for a new set of hards and go straight to the end. So I'm just going to try and keep these tyres to the end to keep them lasting.
Sounds good. How do you think you'll travel with the few people in front of you, with Pro Gamer and Mr. Spark, Zonix and Remix? Do you reckon you can catch them?
I'm hoping that I can get a good restart and hopefully get past Pro Gamer as Remix goes once the safety car's gone into the pit. So hopefully I can make up a few positions with the banked DRS.
Yeah, is there any worries with Firestrike behind on the softer compound tyres, or are you just focused on Pro Gamer?
Oh, knowing with Firestrike, I know he's a good driver, but he'll go for some moves, so I'm just going to try and be defensive, but also attack the drivers in front of me at the first corner after the safety car goes in, because I know those soft compounds with Firestrike driving them will definitely be a threat to me.
Sounds definitely like you know much about your opponents here, so thank you very much, and we'll let you get back to it.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers, thank you. So there we have Frosty there. So strategy is very clear for him. Attack Pro Gamer off the start and make sure Firestrike doesn't get through. But so here we are, ready to go. Hopefully the safety car will come in this lap and we can get racing before the halfway point. Remix in front by a while here, still in contention. So we'll just have to see how it all turns out. As we get ready to come to the line here behind the safety car. Hopefully the last one of the race, so we can get some entertainment for everyone. The battle off the start with Zonix is going to be interesting. Safety car in this lap, message is there. We'll see what Zonix can do. We'll watch him off the start and keep your eye on Frosty for attacking Pro Gamer as well. Mr. Spark in the middle of those two battles. Pro Gamer almost going side by side with Spark there, you can see in the background. Cars behind. I think Zonix wouldn't be too fussed with the cars behind, he's more focused on the car ahead. Go for the lead of the race as we will have a quick look at the penalties here. As we have a look, as when he will go now. And this will be interesting to see. Pro Gamer doesn't get the best of starts, but look at Frosty. Frosty's had an amazing start going into turn one. He'll try to go around the outside. You see Firestrike around the back. He knew he was going to be aggressive as well. Frosty said it here in the interview as we come all the way around here. Coming up into Eau Rouge and through Radion. Zonix gets a 3-second time penalty. That'll add on to his other 3, which will add up to 6. So at the moment, he would be close to about 5th or 6th there. My maths isn't doing too well. But here comes Frosty. Frosty could try and make a move. Doesn't quite though. He's not quite there. He's really quick off the exit, however. Wolf in 7th place here. Battling it out with Fireden. It's a really nice and fast battle in between here. Nice and close in almost every battle on the track. Spark still behind. Plenty still left to get out of this race. Plenty of juice left to squeeze. Frosty has come out well here off the start. Battling nice and fierce with Pro Gamer. He wanted to try and get him into the first few, but it's not seeming to settle out that way as Pro Gamer losing time to Spark. But here comes Frosty. Puts it up the inside. What was the door? That's a massive... He's closed the door quite late there, Pro Gamer. So he tries to head up the inside. He does. Pro Gamer gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Frosty, there's a bit of contact. More contact. Pro Gamer not keeping it clean, but neither of them are. And there goes Pro Gamer. Pro Gamer has spun out. Not entirely sure whose fault there was. I'm sure there's going to be lots of fingers being pointed, but right now it's just up to the race. So race 3 here. Zonix through Rouge coming into Radion, trying to chase down Remix. Spark gets a 3-second time penalty. So except for the leader and last place, everyone has a penalty. Only Zonix and Spark are the only people with two or more penalties. But it seems the race is starting to settle out now. Doesn't seem that many are coming in, and it seems like it'll just be a race to the finish on whose tyres last longer and who's better at saving their tyres. So we will try right on board here for a lap with Zonix. We'll listen to the sound of his Haas while he tries to chase down Remix. And there was a good little onboard there of Zonix as OC Remix gets the fast lap of the race, and it seems like there is some carnage behind as Fiden is now coming into the pits and is now behind Wolf. We'll have to see how the rest of this race pans out, but the closest gap right now is Mr. Spark to Zonix. So these gaps are really starting to pull in now that we have less drivers in the race. 4 already retired, those being Mickey, Mike, Clappy and Herb, so quite some big names there. As Fiden now back by a long margin. At this current point in time, Frosty would be on the podium. Would even be second, as he is just behind. So he has a 3-second time advantage. On second and third, Remix is now just starting to go. So it's getting a little big now as Pro Gamer trying to make a move on Firestrike, who's going quite slowly. Could Pro Gamer move himself up into 5th? Could try to go for a move down the inside, and that is a dangerous move, but Firestrike has just let it happen. Firestrike's got a 3-second time penalty, and Pro Gamer gets a place. But you know, Firestrike is nice and aggressive. He will not back down, as Frosty said, and he is on the softer compound, and Firestrike trying to take a aggressive line there on the grass. Pro Gamer has been a bit prone to making a few mistakes every now and again. Firestrike, and there was a lot of contact there, not the cleanest bit of racing, and off goes Pro Gamer. Surprised that he didn't blow that wheel off the car. But that is unfortunate for Pro Gamer. Just, it's the commentator's curse. Just as I said, it's been a bit clean for a while with him not making too many mistakes, and that's unfortunate. And now Frosty getting close. Not the closest gap in the world, but Pro Gamer has gone from the session. He is retired. As Remix sets a fast lap with a 1:48. And we'll just have a look at the leader here. He's quite a fair distance ahead. Although I said I wouldn't like there to be any more safety cars, for the sake of entertainment purposes and racing, I think we need one now. We really need to group this pack together for the final few laps of this race. As Wolf gets past Fire Strikers in the pits. I believe he's in the pits. Yeah, he's just coming out now. He will just get out in front of Fire Den. So, if you're a team principal, I'd be saying Remix and Wolf are probably the top few, because they've drove probably a bit cleaner and Wolf has gained a fair bit of ground. Frosty might be up there as well. Obviously, Zonix is a team principal, so no one can really be picking him aside from himself. So just be here is interesting to see just what is going on here. As the race leader continues to make his gap even bigger, it's now 6 seconds. As Spark has got another one, as Zonix now in the pits. Interesting strategy from him. So Zonix now in 4th. Interesting to see here, so it's very close here. It's Frosty gaining on Spark here. This overtake will happen in the next few laps and Frosty will go up into 2nd place, which is phenomenal for him. Spark up ahead has shown a good performance, but I think he still needs to stop. He is on the mediums and I don't think has stopped. We'll check now. And no, he has stopped. So we'll just have to see here. Top 3 have only stopped once. Bottom 4 have all on a 2-stop. As we just see here. And that was really slow from Spark through that corner. It's really going to set up some vulnerability here for Spark as Frosty behind him. Mr. Spark getting chased by Mr. Frosty. We just have to see what it does from here as he tries to send it up on the inside. He thought about it. Could see it in that steering movement, but thought against it. But Spark has pitted. Just as I said before, he does need to pit. I'd be saying, if I were to be Spark's engineer, I'd probably be calling him in just for some softs to go to the end, as our gamer is now left. But safety car would be fantastic right now. That'd be phenomenal finish of the race. we could get a safety car for the final few laps, that would be good. Great for racing it would be as we... Well, what's the leader? Remix, who's led most of the race. He was on pole, lost a few positions, but got him back, so he's been in the lead, I'd say, for probably about maybe 13, 14 laps of this race. Remix just needs to not make any mistakes. If he doesn't make a mistake, he wins this Grand Prix by quite some margin. 12 seconds at the moment. He hasn't got any penalties whatsoever. We'll just have to see what they can do. Wolf, 3 seconds to Spark, who's on fresh tyres. There's also Fire Den fighting Fire Strike for 6th place. Be quite an interesting run to the finish here to see what the bottom order looks like, because it is quite close, as Wolf is close to Spark and Fire Den is close to Strike. If Wolf gets close enough on the Kimmel Straights, could be an overtake, as Fire Den has closed the gap by a huge margin. But doesn't seem like it could be enough. He's inside DRS range. Going up the Kimmel Straight with DRS, and DRS is just incredibly quick. See at the bottom there, he's already up to 300 k's an hour, and he will chase after Fire Strike for 6th place, and he's up to 340 kilometers an hour as he comes down into... Oh, there's contact! Big crash for Fire Strike and Fire Den. I couldn't quite tell who that was. Can't tell who to blame there, because it looked like Den had almost come across, or Strike had turned in. It was a bit odd there, but we'll just have to see how that affects the rest of the race. So, interesting stuff here as Wolf now 5 seconds to Spark, as he's lost quite a bit of time, quite a bit of valuable time as well, which really helps here. Fire Den wanting to get back at Fire Strike, but with 3 laps to go, I don't want to put any curses on anybody. Don't want to be blamed as the commentator who lost some in a race, but with how far Remix is and Frosty's 3 seconds of time penalties, you'd have to say this race is already won for Remix. Just needs to drive nice and clean with no mistakes. So we'll just have to see how this pans out for the rest of this. And it would be really interesting to see, because Remix now, with this race alone, has put himself in the top order to be drafted as Wolf. He's gone wide, and ladies and gentlemen, we have a safety car with 3 laps to go. This is going to be incredibly interesting. And in comes Remix as well. Remix is in the pits. Remix is boxing, and we'll it'll be interesting to see what Frosty do. And Frosty will come in. He thought about staying out and taking the lead, but he has come in. So what will Zonix do? Zonix will come in as well. So, Remix, boxed for softs. Frosty, boxed for softs. Sorry, Frosty's boxed for mediums. That is very interesting. Zonix also on the mediums. Spark coming in as well. He's coming on the softs. This will be a race restart and a half. This is exactly what we wanted. We will probably get about 1 or 2 laps of racing. Fighting gets 5 seconds penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and with 2 laps to go. This is getting interesting. Sorry for that. So we'll try see if we can talk to Frosty, see what his plan of attack is. We'll just see if he will hop in. Frosty, you must feel in a very difficult position at the moment. What's the plan of attack coming up on the restart here?
Well, I decided to go into mediums just to, in case the safety car's a bit slow, I don't have 2 Warner softs and 2 warm softs to restart the race. So I went on to mediums, and I'm going to try and get past Remix off the start. But I also just want to make sure that I don't lose second, because second looks really, really good for me right now.
Yeah, especially with the people behind you having significantly higher amount of penalties than you. I think you're in a good position for it, but first would be a lot nicer than second. I'm sure that's going through your head, but safety car in this lap here, so I'll let you go to it. Thank you very much for the quick interview, and good luck.
Okay, thank you.
So, safety car in this lap. We'll get 2 laps of racing here on the restart. You heard the reasoning there for Frosty on going on to mediums. In case the safety car stays out too long, I don't want my tyres to be too worn. So this will be the most interesting start. Remix has been ahead of all the starts today. How will he do this one? Frosty getting up side by side, waiting for him to go. He's gone. Frosty side by side with Remix into turn 1. 2 laps of racing to go. How will he go? Tries to go for the switchback, and he might get it done here. Frosty goes out the inside, and Frosty takes the lead of the race here in Belgium as they come up to Eau Rouge and Radion. Remix behind, just trying to chase down Frosty, and what a move down through that straight there, which has gone into. We've seen so many cars collide, but there goes Remix. Remix gets back on Frosty. Zonix gets past Sparkle. Spark tried to get past him. Frosty now just trying to battle it out for second. He's trying to keep it conservative, though. He doesn't want to ruin his entire race, because remember, he still does have 3 seconds of time penalties left. But Remix showing how well he can race when the pressure's on. Both are Spark and Zonix going back and forth, back and forth. Spark gets in front, but it's not going to matter. I think Zonix might know that. But there's still a lap to go after they're in here. So there's still plenty of time here to make up some ground. As Frosty, nerves would be kicking in. And there goes Frosty. Frosty's off. And he will be so disappointed. But luckily for him, I think he'd still hold on to second. He's just got to keep this gap. We'll just have to see how this goes. So Frosty is 4 seconds behind. He gains 3 seconds on Zonix, so he's ahead of Zonix, and Frosty has another time penalty. So he'll go into third at the end of the race. Remix sets the fastest with a 1:47.9. on the final lap of the race, Spark has an opportunity to challenge for the win. As Fiden gets the fastest lap of the race. Big push from him to get that. But hopefully Frosty can still gain on here, as he is not quite. He'd still finish fourth here. So Spark needs to create a gap here. Zonix not too far off. Frosty needs to stay inside 3 seconds of Spark to have any chance of going there. As Spark gets another one, so Frosty's on the podium here. Spark will drop down to fourth. That's exactly what Frosty would want here for third. So Spark just chasing around here. This will be a great final battle to watch. Could Frosty get past Zonix and sneak his way back into second place? He'll have to try do it here. On the straight, as the only try goes for it. Here goes Frosty on Zonix. Zonix weaving across the straight. That probably isn't quite legal there, but here into the bus stop chicane. This is Frosty's last opportunity to try and get past Zonix for second place. Frosty goes into the back of Zonix. Massive contact there into the final corner. Remix wins the race, but as they come to the line, will Frosty be able to get there? No! He will just not be able to. What a race. That was huge. That was huge there. As we'll try get pole position in. In the meantime, we'll try get our third place finisher in. Hopefully they can hop in. Unfortunate for you there, Frosty, but what a battle to the line that was. How did you find that race?
That was probably the most exhilarating race I've ever done in my entire life. But that was really close there at the end with Zonix. I reckon if he'd stayed on the outside, I might have been able to get him, but I guess we'll never know. I'm just really happy to have ended with that result and a good race with Zonix and kept it pretty clean up until that last corner.
It was a great race from you as well. You'd started all the way back in 6th, and to move all the way up into 3rd, that is a phenomenal performance from you. Did you see Spark get that final time penalty, and did your heart sort of come back up after that spin?
I was so annoyed with myself after that spin. See Sparks get that extra time penalty. Obviously, I feel bad for him, but it felt so much nicer to be able to just focus on Zonix rather than keeping the gap with him as well. And it was just such a good way to end the race.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal finish, and saying on the broadcast that a safety car would have been wonderful, and that's exactly what we got. Season to see where you end up, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you. As we'll try to get Zonix on now. Zonix, what a race there. Congratulations on P2. How was that battle there at the end with Frosty?
That was absolutely insane. So I was just realised that Mr. Spark had gotten 12. I was guaranteed to be in front of him. And I look back and I realised Frosty has 6. I was like, this is going to go down the line. And he's just gaining on me through the last corner. And yeah, stuck it inside. We had some contact. We were side by side. It was crazy. I just beat into the line, so GG's to him.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal battle into the final corner. It was great idea there to stay on the inside. What made you think that and not try go defensive there on the inside of the bus stop chicane?
Well, I reckon I could have just gone the better release. I just thought, go inside, stick it outside, hopefully get the better release. And it worked.
Yeah, it worked there at the end. Almost got you on the line, but phenomenal race from you. It was fantastic. Little comeback drive there, and can't wait to see where you end up in Season 3.
Thank you, I'm very excited.
Cheers, thank you. So, there was Zonix, and now we will try get the first place finisher here on to the stand here. Just stand by from him as we just talk about that final lap there. That was absolutely incredible. As we just trying to organise him getting in here. So, fantastic little end to the end. And here he is, the winner of the race. Remix, how do you feel?
I did not hear a word you just said.
Oh yeah, sorry. How do you feel about winning that race there?
Oh, felt amazing, mate. I've had a run of bad luck in the past couple of days with league races.
Yeah, it'd be good to get a win on the board. Were you worried when that safety car came out, or weren't you not too concerned?
Not really. When that final safety car came out, I knew if he didn't pit, I'd still come out right behind him. Knowing he had 3 seconds worth of penalties, me catching him on the softs was probably no biggie.
Yeah, sounds like...
I decided to pit for softs and see how it went.
And it seemed to be the right decision in the end. Thank you very much. It was a great race from you. Can't wait to see where you end up in Season 3.
Yeah, cheers.
Thank you. So thank you very much for tuning into the broadcast today, and what a finish to that race. That was absolutely phenomenal. Can't wait to see you guys for the draft in the upcoming days on the 28th, and I'll see you guys there.